This is your daily dose of all things royal.
Enjoy the MAGA revolution as our economy grows. Freedom all around the world. Globalist mystic causing confusion. We're no longer your hosts. Peace and love instead of wars. Our borders are closed, cartel destruction. America's back, we're leading, there is no doubt. We're celebrating 215. Alright, day and night.
Welcome back, my gorgeous, good-looking friends. Happy July 4th. Today, we celebrate 250 years of our independence. And considering what we've all gone through together these last 5 years, especially during the Biden regime years, I've never been more proud to be an American.
Yet as we approach this magnificent anniversary, we see our American identity under a renewed attack. A generation after we fought and won the Cold War against the menace of communism, there is now a resurgence of the communist menace in our land, including from newcomers to our country who embrace ideas totally opposed to our way of life and our great success. These are not mere political disagreements like differences over taxes or regulations. Communism is a mortal threat to American liberty. It is the greatest threat to our country, including World War I, World War II, Pearl Harbor, or even 9/11. We're not going to let this happen to us. Believe me, we're not letting it happen. Because communism is the enemy of free people everywhere in the world. Never works. It's the enemy of the Constitution. Above all, it's the enemy of July 4th, 1776. It is the enemy indeed. Even while the radicals and extremists attack our incredible history at every turn, they are silent on the miserable history of communism itself because it never worked. Thousands of years, if you look at it, under different names, under somewhat different ideologies and systems, that system has led to more death and destruction than any system ever tried. It killed 100 million people just in the last century alone. Communism is the exact opposite of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. It's death, tyranny, and the pursuit of evil. The godless communist morality states that anything is justified to bring about inhuman visions and to really propose what's good. They don't want good. They don't love God, and they don't want God. They don't love religion, and they don't want religion, and they won't have it. But we will not let them win. They have no chance against us. They have no respect for law, justice, principle, tradition, or your God-given rights. It's an ideology of mass theft, mass control, mass lies, and mass murder. Such doctrines can be given no quarter in a democracy because the first thing they do when they get into power is turn around and destroy it. It always is destroyed, just as communists have done in other countries all over the world, no matter where you look. Very simply, communism represents the worst ideas and abuses in history by the worst people. The American founding represents the best ideas and traditions in history by the best people like you. You can be loyal to Karl Marx, or you can be loyal to America. You can be a communist, or you can be a patriot. You cannot be both. As for those who peddle Marxist lies about our heritage, who tell our children that we live on stolen land or that our heroes were oppressors, they're doing something much worse than slandering our past. They are slandering and attacking our future. Not going to let that happen. They're trying to tear down the great American character, to destroy the people who declared independence. who crossed the Delaware, who settled the West and conquered the skies. You know who those people are. But we will never let that happen. Our American ancestors did not shed their blood at Concord and Trenton, Gettysburg and Shiloh, Midway and Normandy, just so that a band of thieves, radicals, and lunatics could come in and loot, pillage our nation. Our heroes died to win, build, and to save, and to build truly a great country, the greatest country ever in the world. So on the eve of this 250th anniversary of American heritage, we resolve and swear for all to hear that the citizens of the United States of America will vanquish communism quickly. Don't let them take too much of your time. You know they're wasting your time, don't you? But we're not going to let them take too long or too much of our time as they play their games and send them into exile. We will send them quickly away, and we will continue to build our country bigger and better and stronger than ever before. America will never be a communist country.
Which brings me now to this. The royal family posting multiple posts wishing America happy 250th birthday. On the surface, it's quite thoughtful. But when you consider that these are the people that we liberated from, you then start to dig into the additional meaning, especially in the statement that King Charles had released this morning. I'd like to go ahead and read it to you in full. It says here, Mr. President, my wife and I are delighted to send our warmest congratulations to you and to the people of the United States of America on the occasion of the 250th anniversary of your nation's independence. We were proud and honored to be able to celebrate this special anniversary during our visit to the United States in April. This year marks a truly historic milestone and a moment of great celebration for Americans everywhere. It offers an opportunity to pause and reflect on the remarkable journey of the United States over the past 2.5 centuries and to honor all that has been achieved since 1776. The story of the relationship between our two nations is one of extraordinary evolution, from overcoming conflict to forging one of the closest and most productive alliances the world has seen. Across defense and security, trade and investment, science, research, education, culture, and the arts, the ties between the United Kingdom and the United States are unique and far-reaching. Together, we face the challenges of today and the opportunities of tomorrow. As I said in my address to the joint houses of Congress, our shared roots run deep, and they are still vital. As we look ahead to the next 250 years, I have no doubt we will continue to defend our shared values. I also hold a deep appreciation of our shared responsibility to protect the natural world, knowing the decisions we take today will determine whether our critical natural systems will not just maintain the harmony and essential diversity of nature, but also continue to provide the foundation of our prosperity and our national security for both present and future generations. The connection between our peoples is one that I trust will only grow stronger with time. As you mark the momentous occasion, my wife and I send our warmest good wishes to you and to the people of the United States of America today and in the years ahead. So how are you all feeling about that? I think it's all lovely until we get to this paragraph. Now, you know the royals don't do anything unless there is a purpose to it. Charles could have stopped at the friendship and it being based on us believing in liberty and the rule of law and dignity of all people, but no, he couldn't help himself. Going on, he includes this paragraph trying to tie us back into the British orbit with talk of quote-unquote shared values and quote-unquote shared responsibility. Let's be clear. We don't share the current values that we're seeing right now in the UK. We fought a revolution to get away from this kind of tyranny, such as censorship, two-tiered policing. This isn't a joint anniversary. It's our independence from exactly the kind of entitled top-down meddling the royals represent. We've got the son of the king in the United States meddling with our Constitution, trying to erode our freedoms. No, this is not a time to make this about yourself. But here he is, not in just one post, but two posts, inserting himself anyway, as if Britain still has some kind of claim. You know, the whole thing does feel kind of desperate. And you're seeing here, he's pushing the globalist script hard. Quote unquote, protect the natural world, critical natural systems, harmony, and essential diversity of nature, foundation for our prosperity and national security. This is the standard World Economic Forum climate change lecture dressed up in this soft diplomacy, pretending Britain and America are like locked in some eternal green partnership. On the surface, this is meant to come across as well-intentioned, but there is the agenda. And I don't think they're understanding that America first means rejecting this bullshit. We prioritize real energy production. We prioritize our citizens' sovereignty, and our own citizens come first, not sacrificing everything on the altar of this net zero fantasy that's hurting working class people, while all of these elites jet around on their private jets to tell everybody what they should and should not do. This heavy emphasis on the word shared. You notice he's used it a couple times in here. Shared responsibility, shared future. And in addition, incorporating our prosperity, our security. No, you don't own American prosperity. We don't share it with you. We've shared enough. And we have to be grateful to Harry and Meghan for opening our eyes on this evil globalist agenda that the royal family is very much a part of. Look, we know everything that the institution does has a meaning, and I don't think that this is friendly outreach. This is a clinging reminder that parts of the British establishment still haven't accepted that we left, and many want to see this country fall, which is exactly what they were trying to do over the years that the Democrats had control and were sucked into selling America out. The only reason why they care about this relationship with America is because we cut the money off. Remember, at every turn, the British were there trying to sabotage and undermine the will of the American people by trying to prevent Donald Trump from getting back into office. So let's not pretend that that never happened. As well as let's not pretend that we have the son of the king here living on U.S. soil who has been meddling for the last 6 years. Meddling with our freedoms, our military, and involved in places that he should have never had access to. On our 250th anniversary, I think the message should be really simple to these globalists. Stay in your lane. We built this country by rejecting royal globalist control, and we're not going to crawl back now to it. We can't. Now, the last thing that I'll leave you here on, which I think just says it all about Charles's message here, is that he talks about shared values. If we truly did have any kind of shared commonality here, the message of promoting this climate change bullshit would have been chucked out the window, and instead replaced by talking about the foundation of our beliefs rooted in God. But there's no mention of that. And to me, this just goes to show who the royal family is today. Like, I'm dumbfounded at the fact that he could talk about the dignity of all people while his own people are getting brutally raped, with the majority of it being children. So these words to me feel very empty and hollow, and the real purpose of doing this is to remind us about our shared responsibility. Sorry, Charles, we broke away 250 years ago. Get over it.
Here, the old world sent its bravest, boldest, and most resilient, its fiercest, most faithful, and freedom-loving. These men and women brought values, traditions, and customs transmitted over the centuries in Britain and stretching back even further to Athens, Jerusalem, and Rome. The United States of America is where the greatest civilization in human history became greater than ever before. On the grounds and granite hills and the rugged plains of this wide-open continent, they forged a uniquely American character, a new breed of citizen. That's you. Congratulations. Congratulations. You're not that new a breed. You're a really good breed, but I'm not sure that you're that new a breed. Americans did not bow before a king or a government, but kneeled only before Almighty God. That's right. The birth and survival of the American nation under God is quite simply the best and most incredible thing ever to happen on this planet by human hands ever. That is ever, ever, ever. No other country has done more good for this world than the United States of America. and we give thanks for these extraordinary blessings. We remember that what we have created in this country is not the natural way of the world. It is not the norm. It is the exception. It is rare. It is priceless, and it is truly miraculous. On this anniversary, we must remember, we have to remember, we can never forget that American liberty has not endured for 250 years merely because of words on paper. Liberty has prevailed here because of the culture and character of the people who declared it, defended it, and preserved it. These are very, very special times, and this is a very special place. You live in a very special place.
Today, America wakes. 250 years later, as a light for those seeking hope. A republic entrusted to its people. An idea that changed the world. A nation worth preserving. A dream worth pursuing. Freedom defended by every generation. The story continues. With this dawn, the next chapter begins.